Today I want to talk about powerful secrets. In a world filled with so much of information and so much of confusion, people don't know where to start when it comes to their health. Today what I teach you is going to be laying a fundamental part of your overall health. No matter what age you are, no matter if you have a condition or you don't have a condition. You're looking at prevention, you're looking at cure. Let's dive deeper into the human body. We think that superfoods can help us with our diseases. They play an important role, but not as much as what I'm going to teach you today. The second thing, medicines. They're great. If you have a disease, you need medicines, they can save your life. But medicines alone, that's the problem. Medicines are designed to treat symptoms, not address the root cause. So when you take a medicine to treat a symptom, you also change your lifestyle and you also try to address the root cause of why you're sick. So for example, if it's your food making you sick, you got to change the way you eat. If it's a lack of exercise that's making you sick, you got to start having more activity. If it's too much of exercise that's making you sick, you got to cut that down. If you're sleep deprived, you got to improve your sleep. If it's your stress levels, which is a huge one. You got to learn how to calm down, what to accept in life, what to let go of in life. So today, the powerful secret that I want to share with you, I've seen now probably 30,000 patients and I'm proud of that number. I'm always hungry to meet new patients because I get to learn so much. I know my subject, there's always more to learn, but your biggest learnings come from your patients, different kinds of patients. Some of them doing really well with some particular food, some don't. The one commonality that I've seen where bodies actually start to heal, where people start to feel more happier if they're feeling depressed, if they're feeling low in life, is how you maintain your internal environment in your body. What do I mean by this? You can have the best food, but if you're constantly in fight and flight mode, that's the sympathetic nervous system, it's not going to work. You can have the best medicine, but if you're never in homeostasis, what is homeostasis? Homeostasis is when your body, everything is in harmony with each other. We get stressed out, we're out of homeostasis. The stress is over, we come back to homeostasis. The body, everything is working in harmony with each other. In fact, today, most diseases are caused when there's a breakdown in that harmony amongst your cells. You put the harmony back together, you change the environment of your body and you start to heal. So the one thing that I want to teach you today, because too many people are wasting money on the things that don't really help. You may have a lot of money and you want to spend it. Do that. I'm not here to stop you from that. But your biggest wealth will be when you learn how to come back to a state of calm as quickly as possible. I'm not asking you to stay calm all the time. It's practically impossible unless you're sitting up in the Himalayas, meditating, you're in a cave, or you're even in the city, but all you have to do all day is sit down and meditate. That's not practical, that's not life. You and I can get stressed. We're designed to go through extremely high stress as long as it's followed by deep relaxation, which means we're in the sympathetic nervous system, fight and flight. But then right after that, I quickly try to come back to the parasympathetic nervous system, which is rest, digest, and repair. Today, the definition of longevity. There's a ton of people selling you longevity stuff, supplements, cold plunges, infrared. I have no problem with it. There's a lot of goodness to that. But no one's telling you it's useless if your internal environment is that of stress. It cannot work. But why don't people talk about this? Why is it a secret, like I said? Because you can't make money out of it, right? You can't sell calm. You can get people addicted to alcohol and drugs, showing them that, oh, you're calm and you're happy. Everyone knows the truth that it makes you calm and happy for the time you're high, and the moment your high comes down, you're still left with your problems and reality, a hangover, and probably a drug addiction. Today, I want to teach you that calm that you create. I want you to train your mind and train your heart to try to move from a fight and flight to a parasympathetic nervous system as quickly as possible. Today I've had 2 difficult meetings, but after the meeting, I had 15 minutes of deep rest. What did I do? Between those meetings, I had 15 minutes of a break. All I did, I sat down, I focused on my breath work, I had a cup of green tea, I had a couple of grapes, I was relaxed, I thought of some exciting things that are happening in my life. I found 2 or 3 things to be grateful for. I was relaxed, and I got back into my next stressful meeting, and I did exactly the same post that. You see, life is going to throw us stress all the time. We're living in a society which has taught us to be attached to stress all the time, to hustle. You can hustle, but you can also do it in a relaxed way. I love to hustle, but I like to hustle and be calm inside. So I'm going to achieve, and I'm not going to lose my health. A lot of people hustle and lose their health. You can hustle and keep your calm and win both ways, health-wise and whatever you're hustling for. What is the quickest way for us to deeply relax? The first thing I want you to do is make a list of everything that brings you back to homeostasis, which means anything that makes you happy, joyful, relaxed. I want you to write it down, because sometimes when we're stressed, we can't think. But you have that list. Okay, I can listen to music, I have a playlist, I can talk to someone who makes me laugh, I can simply sit down and breathe, even for 2 minutes. My problems in life may not go away, but that 2 minutes of deep breathing will lower my cortisol, which is a stress hormone, lower my adrenaline, sending a signal to my brain that, hey, everything's okay. Let's move Luke back to the parasympathetic nervous system, which is the system to be. Too many people today are living in fight and flight. And a lot of people say, Luke, but I love the stress. I'm not stressed. That's okay. You may like it. What's happening in your body? The signal's very different. If you're constantly on the go, no rest, your body's in the sympathetic nervous system. It doesn't understand what you like and don't like. It responds to your hormones. That's what happens. Parasympathetic nervous system is where you digest food beautifully. You extract all the nutrients from the food that you eat. Parasympathetic nervous system allows you to sleep deeply. So rest, digest, and repair. The most important thing, our bodies have the ability to repair. When our bodies lose the ability to repair, we fall sicker and sicker. So picture this. You're taking some medicine, which is treating the symptom but causing a side effect. You're sleep deprived, you're constantly stressed, your body doesn't have the ability to repair. That is why the definition of longevity is the more time that you can spend in the parasympathetic nervous system. That is the magic. It's difficult, but not impossible. The favorite breathwork exercises that I love to use to relax deeply, even if I'm stressed out, is a box breathing, 4-7-8, a simple anulom vilom, a simple belly breathing for 2 minutes. Sometimes do it for 5 minutes when you feel stressed. You are planting seeds of gold within your system by training your system how to calm down. Sometimes you got to reflect on your life. Maybe there are some friends who are not worth having as friends anymore. Maybe the job that you're working that you hate, maybe it's time to give up that job. Maybe sometimes it's time to walk out of a relationship. The point is, health is based on your inner environment. You can take everything in the world that's sold to you, but if you do not change your environment, it is not possible for you to get better or recover completely. So I want you to make a list of all the things that calm you. Whenever you're stressed, no. You're gonna have a stressful week at work, that's okay. Plan what you're gonna do when you come home. If you go down, you take a walk, you won't miss your workout, you sleep on time. That's how we have to balance everything. You can't have it all. You cannot have it all. And the people who are compromising their sleep and their peace or their internal environment of calm are the ones who are the sickest today. I have people who are absolutely rich. They have the best food. They have chefs to cook their food. They have the best gyms. All of that stuff. They're never at peace. They're never calm. They use coping mechanisms to be calm. More smoking, more vaping, more drinking, more drugs. These are our sickest people. And I have people who don't have a lot of money. So you see, the secret is, how can you move back to a space of calm? This is so important for all of us to know. There's always stress around us. Never be dependent on anyone. But our job and our responsibility is to find our calm. I hope you have a beautiful evening.